Yo, what is going on YouTube? Welcome back to episode 88 of the Casual Weebs podcast. I feel like we have to just jump right into it. Gachiakuta this week, phenomenal. I thought, we all kind of anticipated it was going to be another massive fight, animation through the roof. We did not get that, and honestly, I'm glad because, it would have been just a lot of fighting, and the lore we got this week, finally, we can talk about it. The Guardian, the Bouncer, you could say.
The bouncer.
The bouncer. Yeah. You want to go to the sphere? Get the fuck out of here. You're not allowed in. You're not allowed in the club, bro. Sorry. Is actually the Watchman, is she was saying, which is very interesting. Like, by the way, just looked so fucking cool. We got a little sneak peek of him when Rudo first, fell, but awesome. I'm so excited about it. What did you think of when you first saw it?
I literally thought exactly what you said. I'm like, sick. Huge lore bomb. We get like a very descriptive look at what the Watchman looks like.
Yeah.
It's like badass as shit. Just like, ultimate club bouncer final boss vibes. But
Yeah.
I also noticed like going up his arms and stuff basically looked like the same kind of writing or tattoo or whatever the fuck you want to call it, curse mark that Rudo has going up his hands. So I thought that was like a cool detail. But Rudo, I think, is the only one who notices what happens to Noerde, or I don't even know how you say her name. Very weird. There's a lot of weird names in Gachiakuta.
Yeah.
But the blonde-haired lightning chick, she like obviously goes through some like situation with the Watchman, like trying to cross the border, and Rudo's the only one that notices it too. So like might be a connection there, and like, I mean, Rudo obviously survived going down from the sphere. So I thought it was a really sick episode, and like Gachiakuta, like the best among the best anime, I feel like drops lore like very well. Like you really do have to be paying attention.
Well, that's like the crazy thing where you kind of forget is that yes, if you have like a piece of the Watchmen series, it's like deemed like a token or like a ticket to get to and from. Like you're able to grant access per se, right?
You see how I brought up the reading comprehension devil, and I'm like, yeah, now I don't know.
All right. We're gonna start here, right? Because we might have spoiled like three major things. We're just gonna clean slate right here. The cool warrior chick fell, right? She is presumed dead. We don't know. It seems like she kind of got zapped out of existence, like Thanos snapped, right? And she lost her vital instrument, right? But nothing happened to Rudo and his friends. We think that the Watchmen series is like the golden ticket to get to and from. That's like if you have this pass, you're able to go to and from because the Watchman's watching over everything. Of course, if it's one of his items, one of his vital instruments, he's cool with it, right? So moving forward, that'll be something cool to kind of like look at or to kind of like get an idea from because there's still a lot in the manga too that we don't even know from that. Like, do you need one of the Watchmen series to get to and from the sphere or like to the ground and stuff? But also, does it act as like, hey, if you're with Rudo and he's got the gloves, are you cool too? Because that's something crazy where it's like she probably got killed and she lost her vital instrument, but like nothing happened to the cleaners at all. You know what I mean? Like they didn't even acknowledge it. They didn't seem like anything happened with the vital instruments. It was just like a whole like, oh yeah, we're just kind of go to the ground. And Gita, popped off and was just like a giant kaiju. It was like, I got you guys. Don't worry. By the way, that's level 3. She's that large and she's level 3. I wonder what, her max form is going to look like. It's going to be badass. We still haven't seen it. I want to see it so badly. It's going to be so cool. But what an awesome, lore bomb where it was like, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
Dude, absolutely. Yeah, Gita popping off was really cool. And you're like, yeah, level 3, like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with you. I think the Watchmen series, from what we know, and like, if you infer about whoever killed Regto, we're still like unsure, where the manga meets the anime there. So I don't want to say too much, but whoever killed Regto, also Rudo, obviously went down from the sphere and survived. Yeah. So it seems like, all right, there's two people that kind of have already done this, but it doesn't seem like Zodal has, because he wanted to use this trash piece as an experiment to see what would happen to the cleaners, basically assuming that Rudo would be the only one to survive.
Yeah.
Right? Like everybody dies, Rudo has a piece of the Watchmen series, they go back up to the sphere, where even in the manga, we haven't seen any like giver powers or anything like that, any Jinky on the surface, the sphere.
Yeah.
So like, could it only work down below, like past the border? Like there's still a lot of questions we don't know, but I think you can infer like enough about it that the Watchmen series, basically is like your guest list past, the ultimate bouncer, the Watchman.
Can we also bring up what a gamble by Zodal that was? Because he says Rudo, he's like, I'll be back later to collect the Watchman pieces, right? Because he also left the boots, right? So you have the gloves up there and the boots, and it's like, dude, what if it worked? Like what if they're like, hey, let's not destroy this, let's see if this works, and they actually went all the way to the sphere and they were able to. It's like, how do you plan on getting the gloves and the boots back, bud? You know what I mean? Because we also don't know what exactly it is. Because whoever killed Recto, when they went to and from, did they have a piece of the Watchmen series? I still don't even know if that was confirmed or not. Is Rudo just
I think it
special? You know
was.
what I mean? Was it there's a whole lot of mystery of like what actually classifies if you're gonna survive or if you're not gonna survive, and also that's a pretty big like, oh, let's just test this. You know, you might just die. You know, just might suck. So it's gonna be interesting moving forward.
Yeah, also risking like two key pieces of the Watchmen
Yeah,
series. Like, yeah, like they could burn the fuck up in the border. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like we've seen people go up and down, but like I don't think Zodal knows that. Everything we've seen in the anime thus far, like basically is his experimenting and like trying to make Watchmen pieces that he has been unsuccessful. So like I don't think he knows or has been to the sphere, and that's just a guess. But like from all his dialogue with Rudo, it doesn't seem like he knew for sure, and
hmm
that was kind of like the purpose of like the whole trash beast.
Well, it was kind of like hinted at too earlier, but like the only reason that they know is because Rudo talked to Amo, and Amo said, "Hey, this guy gave me the boots," and Rudo was like, "That's the motherfucker that killed Recto on the sphere." So
Somebody that flew down with like
yes,
wings.
so that's the only reason why they know that someone else went to and from, and we don't know if Zoro talked to Amo because it was kind of hinted at, and then hinted at again. This episode is hinted at in the beginning of the arc, and then this episode, but like he didn't really talk to Amo because he's like, "Yo, where the fuck's Amo? Where the fuck's Amo?" And he's like, "I just have the boots. Like I don't know this Amo you speak of. I have piece of the series, and that's it." And then when he's like, again, like, "Yo, what'd you guys do with Amo?" And they're like, "You really don't get it, do you? Like, we just have the boots. You know what I mean? We don't know this Amo person. So if they didn't talk to Amo, then they would not know that someone went to the sphere and then back. All they know is that Rudo came down and somehow he survived and he has his cool looking gloves that Zodal has a matching cloak with. That's it.
Like we've seen shots of like the boot. Well, we know about the boots, but we've seen shots of the book too, and like
Mm-hmm.
it hasn't been really. We haven't explored it really in any capacity, even in the manga.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot like left to uncover with the Watchmen series, but I think you can be like safe to say that you can infer that they are important as far as like going to and from the sphere. But also like it felt like yeah, them surviving like the trash beast was like kind of a given, right? Like
Yeah.
Gita plays like a major part in that, and we don't really know what happens to the blonde-haired girl. Kind of looks, yeah, like you said, she kind of got like Thanos snapped and was like gone. But like another like character, you know what I mean, that they like dive into and like we're
Mm-hmm.
still like up in the air about. Bundes is the same way, so like these characters are definitely gonna come back too.
Well, okay, I hope that she's still alive because that backstory too is fucking awesome. She was just a badass woman.
Yeah,
I thought the comb would be like from her mom or some shit like that. I didn't think it'd be from Zodal. I didn't think you'd be like, hey, like you have pretty hair, like have this comb. You know what I mean? I don't know like what you're inferring. I just think you have cool hair. You know, and just gave her the gift and it ended up being like this treasured item to her. And then she ends up becoming even stronger because of it. Ends up joining him. We thought she was one of his like rookies. You know what I mean? Not that they would have like known each other for like a long time. Like that's awesome. That was so cool that we got that information as well.
yeah, like the build-up of the Raiders, I think is really
Mm-hmm.
well done. Like they're not necessarily like the villain or like the just typical bad guy. Like there's a lot to them, and it's like they're just another group with like different plans that
Yeah.
go against like the cleaners and the MC and everything. It'll definitely, I'm assuming season two, like we know the arcs that are coming. It'll be really sick. But the way they build up like other characters in Gachiakuta, I think, is one of the major components that makes this such a good anime or manga. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot to every character.
Yeah, and that's like the cool part too is that the lore is so fucking good. And that's what's confusing about it is because there's so many mysteries. Like we have so many answers in the manga, right? So if the season ends and you're like, "Yo, I need more Gachiakuta," I promise you, read the manga. You're not gonna regret it. You're gonna be like, "Wow, this is just the beginning of something that's genuinely goated." But it's like we still have so many questions about a lot of the things. Like the Watchmen series is still a massive question mark in the manga as well. So if you guys are looking forward to that too, we are pretty much in the next couple of weeks. We have to drop the manga video because we also keep spoiling everything and I have to keep editing it out. And I cannot wait to dive in and actually talk about the manga because there's so many fucking awesome things that like we gotta like dive into. Because like it's just so fucking good. The lore in Gachiakuta is
Yeah.
amazing. It's so fucking good.
Yeah, dude, Urana is one of the best like storytellers out there right now. Like,
Mm,
I feel like I don't want to say she doesn't get a lot of credit, but like I don't think she's as famous yet as maybe some of the other like manga artists out there. But
yeah.
10 out of 10. This season has been amazing. The manga's amazing. We definitely should do a video because there's like so much to like really dive into that the anime is like behind on. You know what I mean?
Dude, and the characters too. The characters that we meet, moving forward are just fucking awesome. I'm not gonna lie, this most recent arc has introduced some absolute badass and just really amazing characters that were it's like, yo, I'm hyped. We definitely gotta get into it. But Tougen Anki, that's another anime that was popping off this week. Mudano is just belt to ass, just fucking kicking people's asses. Bro, I thought that fight was awesome because I thought the purple hair dude was actually a badass for a second. I'm like, yo, this guy's pretty fucking awesome. Like, I get what you mean in the last episode where you're like, yo, these guys are kind of like goofballs. They stick around, but they kind of get their asses kicked and they're kind of like, hey, whoa. Yo, we don't want the smoke anymore. We gotta see it now.
And like he was a cool character. Like his ability, which we also saw with the one guy with the eyebrow piercing, and like he made the wings with his blood release. Like their abilities are based on luck and kind of like a gamble.
Yeah.
So like that's always kind of like a fun trope. But yeah, dude, as soon as he gets beat by Mudano, like, and like he has some pretty sick abilities. He's like, oh yeah, he pulls the chariot card with this is like tarot stuff. Then he just turns it into a tank. It's like, all right, bro, that's not a chariot. I guess it's a modern day chariot, but very funny in that regard.
And it can be used both ways. It can be used like for him, but also against him. You know what I mean? If he pulls like the reverse, I was like, dude, that's fucking kind of sick. How it has like that like era of like this can go really fucking bad. You know what I mean? But he still kind of uses it to his advantage. I'm like, dude, that whole tarot card thing was awesome. It also reminded me a lot of Lord of the Mysteries. I'm like, damn, that's another anime I gotta get back into. So I dropped out like episode 6, and I'm like, yo, I gotta get back. That reminded me a ton of that.
Yeah, definitely. I thought it was super cool too how like Murano, like he comes off as that like kind of like level-headed Kakashi type like teacher. When he fights, he be talking shit. You know what I mean? As soon as he gets the upper hand, he was like, like I guess you would say luck's on my side, right, motherfucker? And it was just like, damn. Fighting like as a Momo, fighting Murano would be fucking really annoying because he has the answer for everything.
He doesn't follow the rules either. When the dude turned his back, Murano came after his head. He tried to cut his fucking head off when he dropped the bowling ball. He's like, oh, I got lucky. It's like, yeah, yo, that's kind of a dirty fucking move. Murano's not fucking around. He's not waiting for the villain to finish the monologue, you know what I mean? Finish the speech before fighting. He's just going right into it. He sees the opportunity, he's like, yeah, I'll go for it.
And I love that about Murano. And like, even when he's running around, like trying to dodge the, I think it was like a lion.
Yeah.
The one ability he uses, super cool. And then he literally just like turns every situation like into like an advantage. It's like, now we're like basically to the end of season 1. Murano is that dude. Very sick.
I was kind of disappointed though that it wasn't the actual like Shiki fight. You know what I mean? Like that would seem like it was so teased for last week, where like they kind of like the spies like, all right, it's about to go down. You're like, all right, fuck yeah, this episode we got a Mudano fight, which is dope. But other than that, it was kind of like, come on, boys. Especially because two of the fucking thug-looking guy, the guy with like the partly shaved head, dude, I fucking hate that guy now. Like, what a pussy. He's just running the entire time from someone that he tortured. Like, bro, are you fucking serious? Where did your will to fight go? Like, you seem like such a tough guy, such like a smart character too. You know, this entire season building up, and now it's like it's actually going down. The fights are going down. Shit's hitting the fan. Like, let's go. And this guy is nothing but an absolute loser. I'm like, nah. I'm like, I hate this guy. I hope he dies.
Dude, he has such a good like trajectory too. Because even when he gets like caught up and beat, and he's like talking about killing people and like just hitting that average like villain monologue, killing civilians and stuff, and then he like tries to blow the building up, and he's like laughing about it, and it just like clearly doesn't work. You know what I mean? Like clearly fails.
Yeah.
It was like, dude, this guy is pathetic. But I did like his character. I definitely agree with you though. Like they're basically setting up the Shiki and Mikado fight, but I just know from the manga the pace is like really drawn out, which in a way is like I kind of like it. It's very like typical shonen.
Yeah.
Like old school shonen, kind of nice in a way, but it does take a while for like that main plot line to break through.
I mean, I saw a couple of panels you sent of the fight, and it looks like it's going to be like an amazing fight. So I assume it's going to be the last 2 episodes, probably like 2 episodes of the season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, exactly.
Probably not even next week either. Probably the week after, because we're on episode 22, or we're about to be on 23, right?
Yeah.
So around there. So like next week or the week after is when it's really going to start. And I think it's going to be amazing. So far, though, Tougen Anki, it's drawing out the ending of the season, and which is tough, especially when you have such like a double season, you know what I mean? You already had so many episodes to continue to draw it out. But I feel like it's gotten so much fucking better. Like, the last 12 episodes have been really, really good. And it's unfortunate that people talked about it so much when they were hate watching in the beginning, but now no one's talking about it. When it's actually popping off, it's like, hey, it was actually like pretty fucking good. Like, the fact that like no one's talking about it, it's like, damn, bro. I think that they did really well, though. It turned it around really well for the past 12 episodes, and it makes me like genuinely excited for like season 2, season 3. But you even said the manga has a ton of material, so it's like, yo, I feel like it's going to get a lot better the further we get into it.
I agree, dude. There's like a lot of potential there. The manga's really good, but it definitely feels like Naruto or Bleach in the
Hmm.
sense that like these arcs take forever to develop. And not necessarily that we've gotten a lot of filler, but like the storytelling takes a lot of like time and whatever you want to call it to like build up these fights. Which
Hmm.
like when you look at Shiki and Mikado, I think it's kind of cool. Like it works. It's pretty good, but as like a week to week watcher, it definitely feels like it's taking forever sometimes.
Oh yeah, it definitely would be a really good series to just binge the whole thing. Like, the season
Yeah.
drops and you just get into it and you just crush it in like a day or two. Like, that's the bread and butter for this anime. That'd be really good. But what do you think of my? May I ask for one final thing? That's heating up for a really good finale, which is what, next week?
I want to say like before I like dive into it, and yeah, it's 11 episodes, I think, or is it 12? I
I
forget what
think it's
episode
I
we're
think it's
on.
like 12, but we're on like episode like 11. I think.
It's it's been crazy. Like I don't really look at like what's trending or like going on Twitter and stuff like that because it really doesn't matter. If
Hmm.
it's good, it's good.
Yeah.
But on Crunchyroll, like may I ask for one final thing is like always kind of in like trending in the United States and Assassin too. So like it's nice to see that like a good ass kind of I don't want to call it a sleeper anime because it's really not, but in the sense that like you have some like really heavy hitters this season, it's really cut through and been like pretty good. I thought this episode was really cool because you got to see like some of the Vanquish like Dragon Warriors
Yeah.
like popping off with their OPS abilities.
Dude.
And the scene, like I don't want to jump too far ahead, but at the very end with like the Vanquish dude and Prince Julius,
Hmm.
it's like, yo, my man's just spitting game in front of somebody's girl right now. Like, how's he gonna react to it?
I was dying when they're trying to like cross the battlefield to get to the forest, and they're like, "Hey, that guy, he's real level-headed. He seemed very calm and collected." And then it instantly shows like an orc like throwing something and like hits his face, and he's like, "Oh," and then just brings out this massive bow and arrow that's like on fire, nukes the battlefield,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Yep, calm and collected."
Dude, straight up like Skuna JJK, like fire arrow. He's like, all right, yeah, fuck this. I'm not playing around. His character was great too. He's like hitting on Scarlet in front of,
Mhm.
and like, I don't know if I wouldn't call them official yet, but
Yeah.
like, there's clearly something going on.
Mhm.
He literally just like breaks his ribs, like stabs him with his fucking his spear or whatever. Very, very funny. That character is like low key, kind of good.
Yeah, Scarlett definitely has her pick of guys. She has everybody like drooling over her, and she doesn't care about any of them. The one she does care about, not in a romantic way, is that the dude who can switch into like a wolf.
Yeah, the beast folk dude.
We saw that at the end there, where he's still under the fucking bitch's spell. I wonder what's going to
Yeah,
happen with that. That's going to get crazy. We saw the dialogue between the isekai, heroine, and the goddess, right? And shit seems to be going down because it seems like, yeah, the girl that got isekai is like a really spiteful, nasty person. Where she's just like, yeah, like, I'm down to
yeah,
fuck everybody up. Like, let's do this. Like, what do you want me to do? And she's like, oh, I knew I liked you. And it's like, yeah, and it seems like they're preparing for something huge because her staff is like going to be recharged like next episode. So yes, shit is going down next episode. The season finale is going to be amazing. I think it's 12 episodes, not 13, so it is going to be really really good. But she's like, yeah, I have him doing one final thing. We saw he kind of went into the prince's room and kind of like put some spells. I'm like, what is going on with that? That's going to be absolutely insane.
and like judging how they kind of like reacted and fought in this last battle, they did good and like clearly
Mm-hmm.
won. But like it took a lot of assistance from like other people. You had the elves, you had the Vanquish like mixed in there.
Mm-hmm.
Diana doesn't have her powers, so like they're
Yet,
not at 100%. Yeah, exactly, yet.
yet.
But like it kind of seems like the pink-haired girl, I can't remember her name, is like setting up for like a really big like attack, like something that's way bigger than what we saw these last two
Mm-hmm.
episodes. So it'll be interesting to see how they deal with it. And she's basically like expressly go take out Scarlet and anybody who is blessed by like the Chronoa god. So that's kind of sick, but at the same time, I feel like we'll get that huge kind of like fight scene or interaction at least in the next episode or two. Because yeah, I think it is 12, not 13, but we're
Well,
always down for an extra episode.
yeah, but what's really cool is it gets me really excited for like future seasons and even possibly getting into the manga of this afterwards because it's doing a great job starting to build the world because they had the help from the dragons, but like at what cost? We kind of know that they are like a nation of like fighting, you know what I mean? And he even kind of said he's like, hey, I'm up for the throne, but like, I kind of have to fight my way to the top, and people are gonna like contest me, and they're backed by other nations. So I'll help you if you back me in our like civil war for my fight for the crown. So he's not even like, you know what I mean? He's not even like technically royalty yet. You know what I mean? And they're gonna have to help him, take the throne. So that's gonna be really really cool moving forward, especially because you gotta imagine the pink haired bitch is gonna get in the way and cause problems. So I think she's gonna be the main villain throughout the entire series.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's over yet. Like there's like a ton of stuff they can do. It's not
Hmm.
doesn't really feel like a 12 episode kind of like wrap up type deal.
Yeah.
I would love for them to have like a season 2, season 3 where they like kind of explore more of the world. We just met like the Elven chieftain for the first time,
Hmm.
and like we know he's got a lot of pull like in the political aspect of all this stuff. So hopefully they do keep continuing it because this has been like a really great season, and there's a ton of stuff they can keep doing with it from just based off like the characters we've been introduced to.
Yeah, I agree. I've been really enjoying it. I think it's definitely been a nice pickup this season, and it's doing pretty well. I don't know though. I'm interested because, like you said, like it doesn't seem like it would get like a second season. It just seems like one of those animes that just have a great first season but kind of flew under the radar and just doesn't get a second season. Crunchyroll does make it seem like it is popping off, like it is getting noticed and it is getting love. So hopefully this is an anime where we definitely do see that second season because it is a 4.8. Ooh, I think it went down one from this episode. I think last week we were talking about it was a 4.9, but it does have 26K reviews. So that is a decent amount. That's a nice chunk. So hopefully we do see another season from them. I don't know the studio, but hopefully they don't have too much work and they're able to make more because like I said, this is really really good. And I am going to be I think getting into the manga after this as well too. I have so many mangas I'm going to be looking at, but this definitely might be one of them because it's a great start.
I feel like my biggest thing with Wandance is like there's a lot of like mixed feelings about like animation and shit, which like, dude, unless it's Mappa making it, you know what I mean? Or
Mm-hmm.
like one of the top people will always complain about like fucking CGI and shit like that. A lot of people have like brought up the fact that like the dance moves and the music and like the culture stuff they're doing is like very accurate. Like Wandance is super cool.
Mm-hmm.
And like maybe people aren't familiar with that and like as a very average minor K-pop fan, don't know too much, but yeah, like a lot of that stuff is like kind of spot on and like kind of cool. Like they're doing like ciphers and stuff, like the dance battles. Wandance is really really good, and I feel like where we're at, like episode 9 or 10, like it's setting up for a pretty good finale.
This episode is really cool because it showed a lot of like the actual growth. Like it's actually cool. Like the
Yeah,
MC was like chilling with them. You know, like Laurie's a part of like the group now. You know what I mean? It's not like he's
yeah,
like that scared kid who's like, oh, let me try out dancing. He's actually like one of the boys now. You know what I mean? He's actually like Wanda even kind of said it where he's like, oh yeah, I was practicing because I wanted to like not fall behind. You know what I mean? I wanted to keep up with you. He's like, oh my god, like she's just like me. It's like, yeah, dude, you're not that special. Like what you're feeling is pretty fucking normal, bro. You know what I mean? So like it was really cool to kind of see him, actually like be a part of everything, but then also go out and flourish. Like when he went to the practice and he was actually like, killing it there, and everyone's like, "Hey, yo, this guy's actually like pretty good." We got introduced more to the new character who seems kind of psychotic. I don't know. I'm just getting that vibe from him. Like Laurie's right. Like that dude, like he puts on a front, but like he seems like he talks mad shit behind everyone's back. And it seems like since our MC kind of like rejected him, where he's like, "Oh, yo, dude, come hang out with me. Like, I'll teach you. I teach you. Like, yo, like, let's do this. Like, I love your moves." And he's kind of like, "Hey, man, like, I gotta practice with the club. Where we have some competitions coming up." He's like, he just starts walking home. He's like, "Yeah, let's show them what we have." And I'm like, "What kind of backhanded, sinister shit is he about to get into?" Like, I feel like it's going to be turned into a beef now.
dude, 100%. I was like the tension between Kabe or Kaba.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Kabe. I forget what
Yeah,
his name
I think
is.
it's Kabe.
The tension between him and Lori, like, damn, like, what the fuck happened there? Because he was like immediately like, oh, you're gonna pick your dance club that you've been with, for the whole fucking show
Yeah.
over like me. Like, oh fuck no. He like definitely took it super personal, but like, I don't know. I kind of want to see like how it goes, like how it plays out.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of cool, and like the conversations about like musicality, and like I don't know, like as far as like the translations, like how accurate it is, but I thought it was kind of cool because like there is that aspect of like dancing and being visually appealing or like exciting and like playing to the music too. And I
Mm-hmm.
was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like it's like a deep kind of like look at dancing and like the music you're dancing to. Like, I don't know, for an anime, like kind of sick, kind of deep. You
It
know what I
also
mean?
gets into the technical side because it even goes back to the first competition that they had. The guys that did like the wildish dance moves, right? They're like, yo, like those kind of suck because it's like it's not appealing to the crowd or like even to the judges. Only like seasoned pros would understand how fucking good it is. You know what I mean? So it's like it's great dancing, but like bad for performing. It kind of gets into everything. You know what I mean? It really seems like it dives really into dancing and like to the fine details. Like you said, like an accurate the display. I wouldn't know how accurate because I don't know shit about dancing. But like it is something that's like overwhelming but cool if you don't know anything about dancing to watch this. But you're like, oh, like there's a lot going on and it kind of explains it pretty well. But at the same time, it's like I'm so lost.
I know. I have like friends who dance and stuff, and
Hmm.
yeah, just being like a huge K-pop fan, like I know a little, very small amount, like
Yeah.
about it, like different styles and stuff. But
Hmm.
it's cool that they like dive into it. And like D4 DJ was like that with electronic music, where they would talk, and like not even that deep though, like talk about the music and like the structures of stuff and like the technical side, like you said, of dancing. I think Wandance does a really good job of that. So like if you're a fan of, like break dancing and ciphers and like dance battles and shit, like hell yeah, this would be a really good anime for you.
Yeah, I'm really interested too for the end of the season because the problem is that like you can talk about like animation, CGI and shit. It's a Hulu, anime, which aren't very popular. And even then, a lot of the animes that come onto Hulu, the good ones are really from High Dive. You know what I mean? That's where you find like a lot of like their gems. So I don't know how much attention it's gonna have, anyways. But like that's why I'm excited to see the end of the season. I want to see like where they're gonna go, what direction they're gonna take, or if it's just gonna be kind of like a slice of life dancing anime. You know what I mean? Because like we don't have like a set like objective. You know what I mean? It's kind of like he's in the group, he's learning. We're doing some competitions now. Is that just kind of what it's always going to be? It's just finding some new rival. We compete. He beats them, moves on, type of thing. Because we also haven't touched base with his basketball friends yet. That was like a huge thing that they kind of brought up in the beginning, where he played basketball. He had his boys that kind of looked after him. It's kind of like, hey, they were like there for him. They were cool about his stutter. We're like, hey, he's like not like nervous or anything. He just has a stutter. You know what I mean? They're really cool about that. And they were upset when he left and did dancing. And, they kind of came back briefly where they're like, hey, write your show. Like, you did so good. But, like, they're just, like, gone. It's like, are we going to see that come full circle? Or, like, what's kind of going on with that? So, I'm definitely interested to see, like, where the anime goes in the end of the season here.
Yeah, you bring up a really good point too with like his friends too.
Mm-hmm.
And like not to get like too much into it, but yeah, they definitely felt like some type of way when he was like, "Oh, I'm not doing basketball because I want to start dancing now." And they're like,
Yeah.
"All right, bro." But like they were definitely supportive of him. Like recently, they're like, "All right, he's good at this. Like that's kind of cool." So like yeah, hopefully, and I kind of take it the way you're saying, like maybe like a slice of life type anime, like Blue Box meets, like dance romance type anime thing.
Yeah.
But there's a lot they could do. Like some of the other characters, there's a lot of potential I think with them. So it'll be interesting to see what they do to like wrap up season one.
Well, what I'm excited about, and what I think is also going to be an absolute disaster, is that one of the things that was brought up with his basketball friends is it seemed like the one guy had a crush on Wanda, and low-key got rejected and was jealous of how close she was with
Ooh.
our boy, right? That was something that was kind of touched on, and it was kind of brought up again where all the guys go up to him like, hey, like, is that your girlfriend? Like, no? Okay. And then they start breaking out their finest moves, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's going to be something that's touched on again, too, where it's just like, everyone's like, hey, yo, what's going on with Wanda? And see what, like, kind of like Wanda says about everything.
Yeah, like there's definitely some like relationship dynamics that they could really like play with to
Mm-hmm.
make this anime like more, I think, exciting and a little more competitive between characters. So hopefully they do. I think it's been really good this season, but there's like a very high ceiling for it, I think.
Yeah. I'm excited, though. It's going to be really good. But I think that is it. I'm really stoked for the end of these seasons. I feel like it's going to be really, really good. I saw a panel today of Gachiakuta where they're like, yo, I think this is the panel that they're going to end on. This is the final scene of the end of the season. And honestly, it will fucking piss people off because it is such a cliffhanger and it is so unbelievably good. So I'm excited for Gachiakuta's end of the season, Tougen Anki's, Wandance, for so many of them. They're really heating up into the closer, but then also super stoked for winter because we're going to be dropping a video on it this week. We are getting some amazing animes like Frierin's coming back. Hopefully we get the double season again. Please, 24 episodes. But also animes like Hell's Paradise, which we haven't seen in ages, and I fucking love that anime. Absolutely love it. So, hope you guys are excited. I know we for sure are, but that is it. See you guys in next week or in the next video. That is it, guys. Later.
Peace.